Hi guys, my name is Gavin, and this will be just a basic tutorial on how to randomize a melee attack animation. This won't be associated with any sort of player or enemy object. This will be just an in general animation and how to do it. So I'm just gonna get started. To start off, let's right click on this camera and hit X delete, and then right click on this light and hit X delete. Let's then hit the S key after right clicking on this cube and scale it down, and hit S and Y to scale it on the Y. So SY to scale it on the Y axis. If we hit 7 to go in the top view, let's change from object mode to edit mode, hit A to deselect everything, hit Z to go into wireframe, and let's hit B and drag over one corner. With this face selected, let's do mesh, snap, cursor to selected. Go back into object mode and do object, transform origin to 3D cursor. So if we hit R and X right here, we can see it's going to rotate like this. Alright. Next what we're going to do is actually create a couple of animations for it. So on frame 1 right here, everything set up like this. Let's do eye lock rotation. Let's set it to frame 10. Let's do eye lock rotation. Let's set it to frame 20. Do eye lock rotation. Let's then set this to frame 15, like that. Let's rotate it just a little bit like this. So RZ and eye lock rotation. And let's set this keyframe to 5. And let's do R and X to rotate it like this. And do eye lock rotation. Let's set the end keyframe as 20. And if we play now, we can see there's going to be two separate animations. One where the little brick or whatever moves up, and one where it moves sideways. We're going to use this to mimic our melee animation for our character. Or our player object, I guess. So from frame 1 to 10 is going to be our first attack, and then from frame 10 to 20 is going to be the second. Alright, let's go into game logic view right now though. Game logic. And on our with our cube selected, our melee object, let's add an always sensor like this, and add a mouse sensor. I'm going to rename this from mouse to click and click tap, and minimize this. Alright, then I'm going to add a controller in Python right here and connect these, like so. This will work out well. Let's now add an actuator, and let's have action. I'll name this as 1. I'll add the cube action into here, because that's the name of our animation. Change the first start keyframe to 1, and the end is 10. And minimize this, and connect it. Let's then do one more action actuator. Name this as 2. Put our cube action in here, and change the start frame to 10, and the end frame to 20. Let's connect this right here and minimize this. So now that we've got inside of our now we've got our stuff at our initial setup, let's create a script by doing templates Python then game logic simple. I'm going to drag this out and delete the portion that I've highlighted, and hit control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. I'm just going to name this as melee scripts.py and add that right here. Okay. Let's now get our sensors and actuators into our script. So let's have click going to equal content sensors. Click. Alright. Let's now get 1 is going to equal content actuators 1. And 2 is going to be equal to content actuators 2. So those are our two animation actuators. Let's then import the random at the top, so import random. And what we're going to do is if we press the left mouse button, we want it to activate one of those two animations. So let's have if click.positive. We're going to make a list of our animations, so list is going to equal 1, 2. And those are just our two actuators. We're going to have choice is going to equal random.choice list. So it's going to randomly choose one of those two. We're going to print whatever they chose to the console, so choice like that. And we're going to activate the choice, so do const.activate choice. And just for good measure, we'll have an else right here and do const.deactivate. Actually, no we won't. Take out that else statement. That'll be fine. So now what we're going to do is if we look in the console, actually I'll put this at an angle like this. If we hit play and click, we see it first chose 1, and it chose 1 again, then it chose the second animation that time, and you can see that every time I click, it's going to choose a different animation to play, for our melee combat. And right now, if we had more animations to play, it would obviously deal a lot more. But you can see how this would work with a whole lot of melee animations in the game. So this is all I have for now. I will probably be going a little bit more in depth in this in the future, but this is just how to create random melee animations just in general. Alright guys, hope you found this useful.